So sometimes the easiest thing is not always the best thing. Let me do an example. Let's say you got partying, you have a good time, you're drinking, it's all good and dandy till the next day. So let's say you had something to do the next day, your body is not going to be 10 out of 10. You're obviously going to fall prey to not doing it in the first place. It could hinder your success. Everything that feels good at the beginning, where you go party, have a good time, is not necessarily good for you as well in the end. So another example. Have you ever noticed the things that cause the most pain, the most tediousness, the most I want to stop and I don't want to continue is the very thing that is probably the best thing for you. Let me give you an example. You go to the gym, you have to lift weights, you have let's say your last 3 reps to do, and it is burning, like your muscles are burning, everything is burning, and you just want to stop, right? But you don't. And when you decide that where there's pain, there's a reward, in the end, your body's going to thank you later because you're going to start seeing the results. You're going to start seeing your muscles. You're going to start feeling strong. You're going to start thinking more clearer. Another example would be, let's say you are training for a 10K. Currently, what I'm doing is I am training for a 10K. And I had to start off with doing a 1K, then push myself to do 5Ks. Then I made my way all the way to 10Ks, right? 10-kilometer run. And it was painful at first. I couldn't even do a whole complete 5 kilometers without feeling the burn in the chest, without feeling like, I just want to take a moment, I want to stop for a second, I want to stretch for a second. And what I chose was just slow it down. Push through and slow it down. It was painful at first. Once I was done, I was like, damn, I reached new levels. I can go even further. There's pain, there's a reward. So when you feel like you want to stop, it's going to be tedious, but you know it's worth it. You're going to feel the positive results afterwards. So let me give you the opposite result, right? Let's say you think smoking is cool, right? You want to smoke cigars, you want to look cool and all those things. Imagine you're building a successful business, but you're also doing the opposite by smoking, right? It feels cool, people think you look cool, but at the end of the day, you're just ruining your lungs and you possibly shorten your lifespan much quicker. Imagine you're building a successful business, but you're also smoking. It's like you're hindering yourself. It's like stopping you from being more successful. Feels good in the beginning, but in the end, you will pay for that. Another thing is when you're focused on doing something, how does it apply to business? Let's say there's something that feels tedious. You can't think your way out of this challenge, right? There's a challenge that you're faced with and you can't think a solution out of this problem. And you think to yourself, it was never meant for you, just quit right now, do something normal, right? You want to quit, you want to stop. It feels painful and you don't see a way out. That's the very moment that you're supposed to push even more. You're supposed to, even if you can't see the end of the tunnel, you're supposed to push even more. Start thinking more creatively. Start thinking about doing the little steps. It's going to be painful at first. And remember what I told you, where there's pain, there's a reward. That should be your signal to keep pushing through. Start doing little steps at a time. And before you know it, you start finding solutions, you start building new relationships, new business deals, and you end up seeing that reward because you didn't give up. So where there's pain, there's reward. Let me give you another example. One thing that can also hinder you, what feels good at first, is when people tell you, cool, let's go out to this new holiday place. Let's spend all this money and let's go on vacation for 2 weeks. But do you know that you're supposed to stay in and you're supposed to finish a project, right? You're focused on building your social media, or you're focused on building your business, or you're focused on new plans, saving. You're focusing on saving money for a big item, whatever that may be. New laptop, new computer. But you have friends around you that don't have the same goals as you, but because you surround yourself with them, they're gonna hinder your success. So it feels good for you to say, yes, let's go, let's have a good time, let's go on vacation. And then once it's done, you're gonna realize not only did you spend money on something that you didn't even like, It felt good at the beginning, but now you are on a setback because you hindered your progress and your goal that you were focused on in the first place. Whether that was saving for something important, whether that was telling yourself, look, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to focus, I don't want to spend any time outside, away from my goals. So pay attention. The people you hang out with, they can hinder your success. It will feel good at first to hang out with them, but then at the same time, once you're done with that, you're going to find out that you are 10 steps back, and now you need to push even more forward. Surround yourself with better people as well if you want to actually reach success. And be very important, the way you are nitpicking what's inside of your mind, what you feed your mind, you also need to do that in your physical life. It's easy to be all up in your mind and everything looks great up here, but in your actual physical life, that's where your tangible wealth and success comes from. Start cleaning it out, start focusing on that. And remember, where there is pain, there's reward. It's going to be tough, and it's not for everyone to get to that level, that 1%, that top 1%. Not everyone gets there because they all want to have the comfort. They don't want to have that pain. They don't want to push through the actual things that they need to push through and stop bullshitting themselves. So be that person that's going to do that. Start cleaning it out.